they don't talk to you about the nutritional side of things. And I understand that maybe it's not gonna help everybody that has AFib, but there's a lot of people that I've talked to that has AFib and they've either improved it or they haven't had an episode for months and months by going on the carnivore diet. There's something there to that. And for some reason, the doctors just don't seem to be willing to recommend that. Instead, they'd rather give you the medication, give you the pills, or look at doing procedures like the ablation. Seems crazy
Let
to
me
me.
let me ask you a question. So, did you ever get your insurance? Usually the hospital or the doctor will send the insurance company a bill, and your insurance company will send you a an itemized list of how much they paid, your benefits. What's it called? Your explanation of benefits.
Yeah.
What do you reckon that cardioversion cost your insurance company that you had, the one that you had?
That it cost the insurance company? Boy, I have
How,
no
how much
idea.
money? How much money exchanged hands for you to have that cardioversion? 20 grand, 25 grand, 15 grand?
Boy, I bet you it's more than 20 grand.
Yeah, I can. Mine was.
Yeah.
Mine was. My ablation was $253,000, and my insurance company wouldn't pay
Yeah.
for it because I had already reached my maximum for the year because I'd spent so much money. So the hospital sued me for $256,000. So
Wow.
I paid and paid and paid. I've paid all I can. I've applied for a hardship case. I don't have $250,000. I mean, my house didn't even cost that. So I've been going back and forth with that now for 2.5 years, still fighting the fight. The hospital has reduced that. But if you look at just the amount of money that changes hands when you have an ablation or you have a cardioversion or you're put on the Eliquis, I don't know if you took Eliquis. Eliquis is a blood thinner that
Yeah.
they usually put people on. It's $600 a bottle. $600 a bottle.
Yeah, that's the one that
Where is
I
there?
went
Where is the
on.
incentive? Yeah, where's the incentive for them to tell you about nutrition and avoid all this? There's not. If you're sitting in a boardroom
Yeah.
of a hospital and your shareholders are sitting there, well, they want to know about profits, margins, all that stuff. They don't want to know about Kieran Bryan and Kieran Johnny. They want to know about profits. What's our projection for profits for the next quarter? That's the medical industry. It's like the trucking industry, the food industry, the insurance. Everything is about shareholders and profit and growth. There's no financial incentive, and there never will be, for these doctors and hospitals and pharmaceutical companies to tell you about the carnivore diet or about a low carb or about just eating one ingredient healthy foods.
Yeah.
There's
That
never going to be. That's
that's
never going to be the case. That's what we have to come to terms with.
yeah, that's sad, but you're 100% correct. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that just shows how corrupted our system is, right? Everything is about profit and money. And I get it that, a business is not going to continue if they aren't making money. Um, but there's just really no human factor in caring about the person. It's about worrying about themselves and making sure that they're making a profit. And that that's just case in point that it's really up to us to inform ourselves and do the research and make sure that we're doing what we need to do to be healthy, because nobody out there is going to help you. They don't really care. They're going to give you the band-aid, which is this drug or that drug, and it's going to cost this much money,
You know who
and it's
sponsors
going
the
to cause
medical
other side
schools?
effects.
You know who sponsors and pays for the medical school curriculum to be written? The pharmaceutical industry. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a circle. It's just a circle. And fact check me on this. Fact check me. If you're watching this, Google it. What's Wikipedia, whatever. Tell me if I'm wrong. The pharmaceutical industry sponsors all studies on health and like medications. They sponsor and pay for medical textbooks to be developed and written and dispersed to the doctors. Doctors are they should wear like a NASCAR driver. They should have the patch of the pharmaceutical companies that give them all the stuff. My I'm not gonna say who it is, but somebody in my family that's very close to me used to work in purchasing for a hospital, and I'm a big NASCAR fan, and I got a lot of free tickets to the Masters golf tournament because this person in my family dealt with vendors who sold things to a medical facility. And there was all kinds of incentives. Hey, use our this, use our that. Here's some this and here's some that. Here's a trip. They would twist it where it looked like they were giving it directly to you, but it happens. And it happens every day, 7 days a week, all across this country and Canada, probably in the entire West.
Hmm.
So to your point, people have to take their health into their own hands. You don't have a choice. If you leave it to the experts, leave it to the doctors and to the medical establishment, there's really no hope for you. You're gonna follow the same path that we've seen other people. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. Brian, there are people and I know that are overweight, unhealthy, sedentary, and they don't ever have AFib. Right? My father had AFib, and my dad's 82, and he's still doing great. He's the hardest working human being I know. He's a cattle farmer, of all things. He had AFib. He had two cardioversions, and the second one worked for him. But there are people that aren't going to suffer from this, but they're going to suffer from something, right? We can't afford as a species to eat factory factory made foods. Food doesn't come from a factory. When I go